Hey guys, today we are going to show you how to make a delicious Philly cheesesteak casserole in your crock pot, and we're going to show you our visit to Jacob's Well near Austin, Texas, all while having a whole lot of fun.
She's terrified to go down steps, and yet she'll do that. She'll go crawl in a cave where rattlesnakes live.
There are no snake holes here, so I'm good.
I guess we'll see in a minute once you're eating.
Hey Crock Posse, today I am in our camper kitchen before we get ready to head out on a little bit of a hike today to go see Jacob's Well here near Austin, Texas. And I'm trying to prepare ahead of time a yummy casserole that I'm converting from an oven recipe in one of my favorite cookbooks, which I'll give a link to down below. And I'm converting it into a slow cooker recipe so that when we get home from our hike, we'll have something yummy to eat waiting on us. So I have my Instant Pot Gem right now, which is not a pressure cooker. It's a slow cooker, multi-cooker. Have it set on saute right now. And I have 2 pounds of thinly sliced beef. So this is like the stir-fry beef. Browning in a tablespoon of bacon fat. If you don't have bacon fat on hand, you could also use olive oil, or you could use a tablespoon of butter to just give it something to be browning in. So we're letting that brown while I show you the rest of this. This recipe has been inspired by Cooking with Keto with Kristie, but don't worry, this is going to be absolutely yummy for anyone, regardless of how they choose to eat. Because, did I mention, it is Philly Cheesesteak Casserole. So, a little fun fact, I love Philly cheesesteaks. I have always loved Philly cheesesteaks, and it was one of the major foods I craved when I was pregnant with Miss Ab. And so, literally, when we would go on lunch break at work, I would beg my coworkers to go with me to go get a Philly cheesesteak. So that's a little thing. So, a little side note about Chris. So in this, Kristie in her cookbook makes it in the oven, but we like to do things in the slow cooker around here, and so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to convert this to a slow cooker recipe. And so, like I said, this is 2 pounds of beef. She used sliced or shredded, so I got the sliced. It's just, they oftentimes mark it to say, like, for stir fries, so that's just something to note. A tablespoon of bacon fat, or like I said, you could use olive oil, or you could use butter to brown your beef. Then we want a cup of green bell pepper sliced. I like to slice mine into little bite-sized pieces so that it's not just big, long slices. And then a cup of onion sliced. 2 cloves of garlic. We're just going to sprinkle in some of our dry minced garlic that we keep on hand. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. We just use an Italian herb mix that we love. You can find those like in any spice aisle. There's little bottles that say Italian seasoning. Then salt and pepper. We're going to do that to taste. We're going to have a brick of cream cheese that I've been softening in the microwave. And we've got a half a cup of mayo that we're going to add to that. 2 tablespoons of shower sauce, as we call it. And then 2 cups of shredded cheese, which I shredded earlier today. Oh, and I forgot 8 ounces of sliced mushrooms. So, with that, my beef is almost browned now. I can see that. It's getting nice and brown. I'm going to stir it up just a little bit. I'm not sure. Mike, can they see? Or are we good? Or are they just going to have to trust me?
Well, if I did that, they could see it.
Can they still see me, though?
Just don't look up.
Don't look up. What? Me looking up?
Well,
like,
see, there you disappeared.
I don't understand. Okay, so that's going to be all right. It's got just a little bit of red in it, but again, this is going to cook all day, so we're going to be all right to continue to get tender. It's got enough color on it. So to that, I'm going to add my onion and green bell pepper. And my mushrooms.
That smells divine.
I know, it's gonna be so good. Let's see. And I think she wants me to add some of my garlic and, wait. Yep, garlic, salt, pepper, and half of the Italian herb mix. So I'm gonna put some of this garlic in there. And I'm going to put some of my Italian seasoning in there. Oh, I'm making a mess. Channeling my inner Mikey.
I'll clean that up later.
Gonna give some pepper. And some salt. I might want to add just a little bit more salt. That's a lot of beef in there. Okay. Alright, so we're going to let this cook. Cook just to kind of tender up the veggies a little bit before slow cooking it. And meanwhile, we're going to kind of make the sauce that this is all going to get tossed with. So, alright, so we're going to take a brick, an 8-ounce brick of cream cheese that's been softened, and I'm going to add a half a cup of mayo. To that, maybe. Okay, and I believe 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I can never say it. Sorry, guys.
We're so bad at that.
1, 2 tablespoons. It smells so good. Then we're going to add a little bit more garlic. And this full recipe will be down below. The link to it will be down below. Teaspoon of the Italian seasoning. I'm gonna start to stir this up before I try and stir in the cheese. The other ingredient that you're going to need after we're done cooking, we're not going to add it until we get back, is going to be provolone cheese. Because provolone cheese is what you generally expect in a Philly cheesesteak. So, oh, that smells so good. This cookbook that I'm getting this from, I've made several things from. I would say if you aren't eating low carb, it may not be, I mean, it's definitely for those folks, but I find a lot of her recipes are good for people who, like, if you're making it for a group of people, like, people aren't going to turn down this Philly cheesesteak stuff. I mean, it's amazing. So it may be a good thing for you to bring to a potluck, so you'll know you have something to eat, or a family dinner where maybe not everybody's eating low carb. So we're going to add to this 2 cups of cheddar cheese. And stir that in too. Okay? And while that's going, I want to stir my veggies one more time. Woo, buddy. And I think I'm going to turn this off of the browning feature. So I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to turn it to slow cook low for 4 hours. Okay, so it's switching gears, hopefully. I've got my keep warm button on because I do want it to keep warm if we're not back by then. Surely to goodness. Oh my goodness, Octavius, dude. Okay. So, now I've got it turned down to slow cook, and I've got my mixture here, and we're just going to stir this in.
Can we just go ahead and eat that now?
It smells so good. Okay. Making sure I don't have something on my hand. And this is very hot, so make sure you touch the silicone area, not the... So, just need to stir this in, all the yumminess, to make this really creamy goodness here. But stir it well because we don't want like cheese to get stuck on the side and all that kind of stuff. But that's one of the advantages to this like non-stick surface that the Instant Pot Gem has, is that it is easy cleanup even with cheese. Okay, that smells so good. Okay, so we're gonna let this cook on low for 4 hours while we go on a hike. And when we get back, I'm going to put layers of provolone cheese on here to just up the level of yumminess again. But while this cooks for the next 4 hours, I believe Mikey's going to show you some footage from our hike today. Or do I need to 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, today we are heading out to Jacob's Well. It's about a half an hour away from here. Mikey's behind me changing out the trash in the truck. And so we just finished putting on some slow cooker Philly cheesesteak for when we get home. It smells amazing. So, but here we go to Jacob's Well. We can't swim today, so we're a little bummed about that, but we are pretty excited about getting to see this. I think it's a natural pool. I'll do a little research on exactly what all it's about, so maybe we can share that here in a minute. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping the camera. You're rotten. Lower access, that's what they mean, versus Jacob's Well, which means over here. This is how I got down here. And then Addie and Mikey have decided to go lower access to make it easier for Addie to get down here. So I would suggest choosing the lower access. It looks like it is more for regular usage. I took the adventure route, I guess. But here it is. It's absolutely beautiful. And apparently there's a cave under there, but you're not allowed to go down into it unless you're certified, because people have died doing that. But you can swim in the hole if you're here when swimming's allowed. They have an off season right now where swimming isn't allowed because they're letting, I think they're letting the natural habitat recover from a swimming season, I believe. You see a turtle? I saw a turtle. Is he underwater?
Yes.
Jacob's Well in Hayes County, Texas.
Hang on, I got my phone in my hand. I'm trying to go.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Hayes County, Wimberly, Texas is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
There you are. And back in the 1800s, there was a dude, last name was Winters, and he was trying to find the source of Cypress Creek. So we hiked up all the way up to here where we call Jacob's Well now, and he saw this giant hole in the ground where the water was coming from.
Did he say, well now? There's a well there. You just said, well now. It just is funny. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm the funny one here, okay? And anyway, he exclaimed and said, there is a well unto that of which is in the Bible. I'm sort of paraphrasing because I can't remember how exactly he said it. But he was saying, it said unto on the sign. I don't know if he actually said unto or if they paraphrased him. But what he was saying was there was a giant well there, kind of like Jacob's Well in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
And so they turned it into a state park. And it's gorgeous down here. There's so many animals. There's
a rock climber back there.
She's terrified to go down steps, and yet she'll do that. She'll go crawl in a cave where rattlesnakes live.
There are no snake holes here, so I'm good.
I guess we'll see in a minute once you're eating.
So,
anyway, they said there were like three or four different Indian tribes that would frequent down here. And, oh, hi. Hi, how you doing?
I'm like on the lower part. I'm not really that much shorter than you.
There we go. But it's beautiful down here.
Yes. And so
wildlife everywhere.
Yeah, and so now we're on Dry Creek Trail.
Yeah.
I did it! I did it!
She did it.
Yay!
We're little squirrel moments around here.
Well, they're squirrels.
Yes, there are lots of them. So we're going to see how far this goes. I'm not sure. There's no sign saying, it just said this was Dry Creek Trail.
You know why?
Because the creek is dry.
Because...
Or the creek, as we call it back home.
I bet when it rains, that they
Do you call it creek or crick?
I call it a crick.
Yeah, that's what we call it back home.
Yeah. You call it a creek or a crick? Down in the comments below. But one thing, back in the 1950s, they had a huge rain that came down through here, and all that stone that you see right there, just the crick stone or creek stone, depending on what part of the country you're from, I guess it washed into Jacob's Well and I guess kind of filled it up. So they put together a project and cleaned it out, and then they poured a bunch of concrete down and made it so that it would wall off, and the water would wash through there, but it wouldn't wash the rock into Jacob's Well. So it's beautiful though. My kid's still climbing. You're not paying attention to me. You're watching that right there. What? Hey, Addie. See that snake hole up there?
It's not a snake hole.
I'm not happy.
Why are you not happy, Mikey?
Well, we got to Jacob's Well. We had a great time. Saw some beautiful landscape. Got some really cool footage. And then we get back to the truck, and Chris says, "Honey, did you put both magnets on?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, one on my side's gone." So somewhere between Jacob's Well and Dripping Springs, there's a magnet somewhere. And so now we only have one magnet.
It's okay. We can always get another.
Tell you what.
What?
Let's say y'all are somewhere between Jacob's Well and Wimberly and Dripping Springs, Texas. If you find that magnet, would you please let us know? You could keep it. I just want to know if somebody found it.
There we go.
Yeah, like a giant pot sticker.
There we go. It'll be okay, Pud. We'll make you feel better with some Philly cheesesteak. How about that?
That's a good start.
Okay. Hey guys, I am back from Jacob's Well. Mikey and Addie dropped me off to let Aki out, and then they went ahead to go back and retrace some of our steps to see if he can find the magnet. He's really upset he lost the magnet. But in the meantime, I got here. Our casserole has been cooking for about 3 to 4 hours. It'll just depend on your slow cooker. And so now I'm going to add, Mr. Octavius is all kinds of panting. He's very happy that Mom's home. Are you very happy? Yeah. Can we be quiet? Would you like some water? Hang on a second. Don't mind my sink full of dishes. This was from taping the show, and probably while my cheese melts, I will work on washing these guys up. But I needed to tape me putting the cheese on for you guys. Okay, so the original recipe calls for 12 ounces of provolone. I have 12 slices of provolone, but it's an 8-ounce package, and I think it's going to do fine. This isn't a 9x13 pan. It's, you know, an oval. Well, I guess it's kind of a rounded square more than an oval. So it don't have as much surface area anyway, so I think this is going to work just fine. But I have already stirred this. I'm going to stir it again and make sure all that creamy, yummy sauce is all over the veggies and the meat. But it's cooked up quite nicely. And so now I'm just going to toss that in there. And I'm just going to layer this provolone cheese over the top. I don't know if you can, I don't think you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just kind of layering it a bit like you would pepperonis. I'm going to be able to, it looks like, put 3 rows of cheese in here. So I'm just layering it to give it some cheesy goodness. I think I got some pepper on that. Here we go. There we go. So I got the cheesy goodness layered in there. I'm going to put the lid back on, wash up my dishes, and then we're going to do some taste testing. I've already taken a sneak taste and it tastes amazing. So I can't imagine how much yummier it's going to be with the provolone. I'm going to bump this up to high so it will melt. So hopefully by the time that Addie and Mikey get back, it will be ready to eat. Because I know they're hungry and frustrated because he lost his magnet. But I'm telling you what, Jacob's Well was amazing. Beautiful. Great for kids. There was like lots of activities beyond just the swimming hole. There was a beautiful playground area. Addie really liked that. Swings. Lots of areas for kids to run and play. So we just had a really, really good time, even though they weren't allowing swimming today. So let me change this over to high, and then I'm going to wash my dishes. Mikey's probably going to fast forward or cut this part, and then we'll come back and taste test here in a minute.
Some of the behind the scenes of how Chris makes her dishes pretty.
Well, I don't know that that's considered pretty.
No, but it smells good.
Huh. Okay.
Welcome to behind the scenes of Chris's pretty dishes.
Oh my goodness.
Good stuff?
So good. Now for the blog, I might even melt a new slice of cheese. Oh, but I don't have any new slices of cheese. If I were at home, I'd melt a new slice of cheese over the top. I might have to steal some of this other cheese to make it look like what it's supposed to look like when you use the proper spoon to get it out of there. But, hey, that's alright. This is going to be for my picture later. We get the paper plates out for camper kitchen eatings.
Our finest of China.
I'm going to let you taste test it, dear.
Oh.
If you have to, right?
Okay.
Look at that cheese.
Oh my goodness. That looks hot.
Woo!
And you're making a mess.
I'm messy. Okay. There you go, dear. All right. Turn around. Tell the camera what you think. Oh, you're
Turn
not.
around.
Come where I'm standing, because you're
Every
not.
now and then I get a little bit hungry for some Philadelphia.
Oh my word. Maybe I should do the taste testing.
It's really strange. No.
You're kind of in the dark, so maybe you should come back here.
I'll come back here.
We wouldn't want you to be in the dark.
No. I want to be in the light.
Okay,
Well,
come on.
I'm trying the cheese is
You're just going to have to dive in.
Okay.
You're going to get that all in your beard.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that good?
Oh my gosh.
It's yummy.
You take that and put it on a toasted hoagie roll
No.
or in a tortilla.
Well, hey, if you're not eating low carb, totally make that into a sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, we've got those low carb tortillas.
Mm-hmm. It would make good for that. I think it tastes just as good, just the way it is too. That sauce is good.
And there's that meat.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk.
So does that cheer you up for messing up your sawing? A little bit?
It's made me feel a little better. Maybe a little bit more of this and I'll feel great.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today and letting us cook up some Philly Cheesesteak Casserole with you
I'll clean that up later.
and take you along to Jacob's Well with us, also where we lost our magnet. If you enjoyed this video, if you could give us a thumbs up, we'd appreciate it. If you're not already a member of the Crock Posse, if you could subscribe, we would love for you to become a part of our crock potting family. And if you want to know when we update or when we upload new videos, if you could hit that bell, it will help you receive notifications for when we post new videos on the channel.
My ding-a-ling. My ding-a-ling. Don't forget to click on my ding-a-ling.
So
Rest in peace, Chuck Berry.
we are just starting out on a new adventure with our camper kitchen, so there's lots of new places to see and lots of yummy dishes that we're going to be cooking along the way. And then I guess all that's left to say is
Laugh often
eat good food.
and speak life.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, it's not on the truck.
Found the magnet
Where was it?
on the side of the road.
Okay.
Good news.
What? Oh, Lord.
We're gonna need a new magnet. That's the bad news.
Uh-oh.
Well, we found it.
Well,
Y'all wouldn't want this as a pot sticker anyway.
well. I really can't think of much positive to say about that, dear.
We took some litter off the road today.
There we go. There we go.
Your pretty face still looks good.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
We're a little beat up. It's okay.
That's traveling.
That's traveling.